welcome to today's bookish adventure. Today we are celebrating the birthday of my first book, The Bloodstained Key. Thanksgiving Day marked 1 year that it's been out in the world, and so today I'm making some cookies to celebrate it. I also have my novella, which hasn't been out quite as long, but it's the prequel to The Bloodstained Key. They're both available now at pretty much every retailer. And the main character in this series is Mariana Locklear, and the cookies I'm making today celebrate some of her favorite flavors. So we're using a dark chocolate brownie mix, orange, some chocolate chips, and some diced up cherries. And so I'm gonna gather everything I need and all right, so I've got my mixing bowl here, and I've also grabbed the oil and the flour, and so we're gonna go ahead and start by taking out the brownie mix here and put that in. And since we're making cookies and not brownies, that's why we need the flour. And just to thicken it up a little bit to make it more like a cookie and make it more of like a batter that we can scoop out to make the cookie shape, which is why we have the flour. But I don't think we're gonna need a whole lot of that. So I'm actually just gonna start out with probably 1/4 of a cup of flour. And that is actually what I have right here. My measuring cup is a fourth cup. So go ahead and add that. And then we'll see how it looks from here after that. And then, I'm not gonna use all of the chocolate chips or this whole package of the cherries. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it to see how many that I wanna put in there. And so I'm just gonna kind of get a few handfuls, although there's not a ton in here. Let's see what it looks like after we mix it up some. The same thing with the chocolate chips. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. Put the whole bag in there. And of course, I always have to have a few of these too. And then for this, you're just gonna grate some of the peel into it. The peel is actually what really gives the orange flavor. We're gonna, after we do this, I'm also gonna cut it in half and squeeze the juice in it too, but you're actually gonna get the majority of the orange flavor from the peel, not from the actual juice. Though the juice will help enhance it. So that's why whenever you wanna really get a citrus flavor, same thing with lemon, you wanna really build that lemon flavor, you're gonna wanna use the peeling baked in there, because that's really what's gonna give you the flavor. All right, so I've got all the orange peel inside of there, and so now I've already halved it too here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze as much of the juice as I can squeeze out of it without squeezing any seeds. So you gotta keep an eye, make sure no seeds come out. I think these might have been seedless actually, but I'm just gonna squeeze as much of the juice as I can into it from both sides. I think that one's pretty much squeezed out. Same thing for the other side here. And it's not going to be a ton of juice, but it's going to be just about right, probably just about right where you want it. And yeah, all right, I think that's probably good. Okay. All right, so the next thing we're gonna add is the eggs, 2 eggs. 1. And 2. well. So about 1/4 cup of vegetable oil we're gonna add in here. And that's just about right. And now I'm just gonna mix it all up. Nice and good here. Until I get a nice good dough. Okay, so I just needed to mix this up real good to get a consistency like dough. And I did end up adding just a couple, maybe not even quite 1/4 of a cup, maybe more like 1/8 of a cup of water, just to, because it was a little too dry and it needed a little more liquid. And so with that, then I was able to get it up to a dough consistency. So now I'm just going to scoop it out into trays and then we will bake them. All right, so now I'm just gonna use a little spoon like this to scoop out the dough onto my cookie tray. I lined it with foil and I also sprayed it with a little bit of baker's spray. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and add a couple little scoops here of cookie dough for each one. Okay. All right, and so I was able to get like 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 cookies on here. I just squeezed 2 on the end down there. And so now I'm gonna put them in the oven and they're going to cook for about 6 or 7 minutes at 350 degrees. And then I'll check them and I'll let you know, I'll update you on the time if it takes a little more than 6 or 7 minutes or if it takes right at 6 minutes, we'll see. So here's what they look like. They just came out of the oven. They're still cooling a little bit, and yes, I already had one, and it was pretty good. But I will officially taste it again. All right, so the cookies are out. We have a tray here, and then these are ones that have already cooled, and I'm gonna go ahead and try one now for you. And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and break it in half. You can kind of see how it's sort of chewy like a brownie. And let me take a bite. And it's very good. So I can taste the melty chocolate and then the brightness of the citrus kind of mixes in with that. And then you also have the little bits of dried cherry in there that add another element. So it's very good. Lots of elements going on. If you like chocolate cherry and you like chocolate with orange flavors, you'll probably like this. It is rich, so if you're not into like really dark chocolate, you might not like it. All right, so I'm gonna add the link down below this video. So if you'd like to try these cookies, you can do so as well. And thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time on My Bookish Adventures.